Have you ever wished that you could actually schedule posts to your personal Facebook profile? I know for a long time this just was not a possibility because the Facebook API did not allow for it. But now things have changed, my friend. And not only that, but the same tool that I'm going to show you this week that allows you to schedule posts to your personal Facebook profile also allows you to schedule posts into Facebook groups, which is well known. That's not a new thing. But it will also allow you to schedule posts into Facebook groups that are not yours. What? I know, it's very exciting. I'm really excited to bring to you this new tool today because it'll make, for anyone who is focusing on Facebook for, prospecting, connecting with new clients, signing new customers, that type of thing, attracting people to your personal profile and connecting with them inside of targeted groups is the 1-2 punch that can really make a big difference. And let's be honest, if you're manually doing all of those things, making all of those posts, you're never planning ahead, you're never getting ahead, you're always treading water. So let's add a little leverage into our lives, shall we? And let's show you exactly how you can achieve both of those things with this brand new tool. You're going to hear from my good friend Shdel this week, and she's going to break it down and show you the inside scoop on how you can do this too. So let's do this. Welcome to the Impactful Entrepreneur Show with Adrienne Hill, a place for online business industry expertise and thought leadership, where you can build the skills, structure, and systems you need to thrive in business and have a lasting impact in your industry. Let's do this.
How to post on your Facebook profile consistently. Go from being invisible to being an authority. Everyone is here for a different reason, and we all have a story, right? But as solopreneurs and online business entrepreneurs, we have very similar challenges. And one of those challenges is trying to find the time to do everything. And some of us are still working a full-time job while we're building our business. Another challenge we face is that we're trying to be seen, we're trying to be heard over all these others that are doing the same thing. How can we stand out? I've struggled with those feelings too. The frustration, the feeling of being worn out, being glued to my phone, looking at my text, looking at my computer, trying to post on my laptop and my iPad and everything else. When does it end, right? There is some truth to the point, though, that in order to become a trusted authority and to increase your Facebook presence, you really need to post regularly. I'm so sorry I had to tell you that. But guess what? I'm here today because I have some really exciting and great news for you. You are in the right place today. You're in the right place if it's your goal to build a Facebook presence and become a trusted authority, if you're looking for a solution to help you post consistently, and if you're trying to show up everywhere without being overwhelmed and burnt out, then you are definitely in the right place today. Before I proceed, though, I'd like to introduce myself. I am Shdel, and I'm a process analyst, a tech writer by trade, and I really enjoy helping online business owners create processes and utilize automation tools to help grow their business and buy back precious time for them and their families. I enjoy and find it really natural to create business process and map them out. I really believe that you have to understand who you are, know what you want, and then put in the work to get it. I really enjoy music. I love to dance and sing. And I have to admit to you guys, I am a straight up foodie. I love food. And to me, condiments and sauce should be another food class, not condiments. Speaking of sauce, I have something to share with you. So speaking of sauce, I am going to share with you today the secret sauce that I use to help me increase my Facebook presence, to build relationships online, and to become a trusted authority without feeling overwhelmed with social media or struggling to find the time to post consistently. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce to you today Genius Scheduler. So let me tell you why I'm so excited about Genius Scheduler, and you should be too. The first thing is that it's the first Chrome extension software that allows you to schedule your Facebook posts on your personal, I repeat, personal Facebook profile. It allows you to schedule posts in your Facebook groups, as well as Facebook groups where you are a member and are allowed to post. So you can map out your content and schedule it for the next 2 weeks, the next 30 days, and if you're really ambitious, you can schedule it out for 6 months up to a year or longer. I wouldn't encourage longer though. But what does Chrome extension mean? It's basically a Chromium-based browser extension. So it works in Chrome, Microsoft Edge, Brave, Opera, and any other browser that works on the Chromium engine. So that means it works on a desktop and a laptop. It can work on your Mac and any brand of desktop. However, it does not work on your cell phone or your tablet. And the reason why it's so amazing, it's the first Chrome extension that schedules to your Facebook profile. That's a big deal. No one is doing that. But trust me, the copycats are coming soon. Just remember, we are the original. It also schedules posts in other groups that you are not the owner of. That's another game changer. No one is doing that. You're probably thinking, is Genius Scheduler for me? Will it work in my business? Will it work for me? Genius Scheduler is for any busy solopreneur or entrepreneur building a business online. It does not matter what niche you are or what business you're in. If you're a coach, a network marketer, an affiliate marketer, whatever it is that you do online, then Genius Scheduler will take the weight off your shoulders of being able to post and connect with people consistently. Once you start using Genius Scheduler, it will take you from obscurity and inconsistency to the person that is showing up everywhere. So now you're thinking, what's the big deal? What's the difference between a Facebook profile and a Facebook page? Doesn't Facebook have a scheduling tool that I can use? Is it really the right thing to post in someone else's group with a scheduler? And what's the difference between Genius Scheduler and all the other scheduling software that's out there? And you know what? Those are really, really good questions. Let's take a second to address them. So let's talk about Facebook page versus your Facebook profile. Now, your Facebook page is what you would use to brand your business or your organization, or trying to build your professional identity and connect and grow with customers, trying to get them to follow your business page and to learn more about your products and your services that you're selling. And that's also what you would use once you run your paid ads. So that's why you need to have a Facebook page. And let's talk about now the Facebook profile and why that's different. The Facebook profile brands you. It's your personal identity. That's where you build your friends list and you brand yourself as the authority to those people that you are connecting with. You get to share your personal information and stories so that you can connect, so that they can learn. From that point now, they will learn to know you, like you, and trust you. And you typically use Facebook profile to grow your audience organically, meaning not paying for ads. So now let's think about it. If you are trying to build your authority and become trusted, then it makes more sense to post on your Facebook profile and build those relations so they get to know you, because you've branded yourself as the authority in your niche. Let's recap why it's better to post on your Facebook profile. Because there is where you will establish your presence and build your personal identity or your personal brand. You will build credibility and start to make you yourself an authority. And you share and connect with those watching you, because people are always watching you. And you'll be seen by more people. And that's what you really want. You might ask yourself, is it really ethical to schedule posts in someone else's group? Of course it is. It's really no different than you manually going in and posting in someone else's group. It's the same thing, but now you don't have to sit there and do it. You are actually scheduling it. So I encourage you to remember the following things to make sure that you follow the rules, that your posts are always relevant and add value and establish you as an authority, and that you are there to serve and help more than to get. Because when you do that, things change for you. Let's discuss Facebook's scheduler. Facebook does have a scheduler you can use, but it's really limited. Let's take a look at the chart, and you'll see with Facebook Scheduler, you can post on your Facebook page and you can schedule posts in your group. However, with Genius Scheduler, you can all across the board, you see where you can post. So you can definitely see here the limitations. Now, I just want you to even take it further and just take a second to think. Now, close your eyes. Count the number of Facebook groups you belong to. And then add to that the number of Facebook groups where you are the admin or the owner. Now add to that the number of Facebook pages you have. Now do you have that number? Do you have it? Well, let me tell you what my number is. Some of you may have 30, 50, 90 that come, that you have collectively, but I have over 100. And I'm sure many of you are really close to that number. So think about that. Do you want something that's limited, or do you want something that is full scale? Now, ask yourself, do you want to spend your precious time going to those groups and manually scheduling them? Or would you rather have a dashboard where you can schedule those posts, you can analyze the post variety, and you can schedule to all page types? You're not limited as to where you can post. So now, the last question, what's the difference between Genius Scheduler and the other popular scheduling tools that are out there? And there are many. And I'm sure that some of you even have subscriptions to them now. And there's some really good ones out there. But guess what? They're still limited. You can schedule your posts to your Facebook page. And you can schedule in your own Facebook groups. So that's only 2 checks. Now think about Genius Scheduler, and we talked about why it's important and the benefits of being able to schedule to your personal Facebook profile, because you're trying to build your authority, you're trying to brand yourself, and you're trying to establish yourself as the authority. That's why Genius Scheduler is the game changer right now, as well as being able to schedule in other people's groups. You cannot do that with the other scheduling tools that are out there at this time. So just keep that in mind, that this here is a game changer and will be a game changer for you. It's obvious we have a clear winner here. Let's take a look at Genius Scheduler in action. So, without further ado, let's jump right in. So now you will see the Genius Scheduler dashboard. So let me just go through each item over here in the menu just to get you acquainted. So the first one we have at the top is our create post types. So recall I was talking about a variety of post types. This here allows you to make sure that you're including all kind of post types. You don't just want to have value posts or memes or never having a call to action. So you can create an endless number of post types, and you can change the colors or edit the colors, so that will help you to actually be able to analyze whether or not you're just posting too much of the same type of content. Next, we have create tabs. This is great because now you can create buckets for those content posts to go into, so that you can categorize your posts, whether they're going to be ask or value or summit. So it's kind of putting them all in buckets to make it easier for you to find them later. And it's the same thing. You just type it up here very easily. I'll just put in family, and I'll click add, and you'll see how simple it is. And it just adds a new tag. You click on the paintbrush and you can paint. You can choose a totally new color. I'll just add black because I didn't have black there before. So that's perfect. Next, let's move on to our content library, which basically pulls all of your post types into this particular page. And once you start posting, and tagging, you'll see that the number of posts that you actually created will appear here in this particular content library, which is generated from your post types. Now, just to let you know, as I did mention earlier, this is in beta. So this is a new feature that they're actually building out right now. So it is not up and running yet, but behind the scenes, they're working feverishly to get this done. So by the time we are attending this webinar, or you're listening to this webinar, this should be up and running and functioning well. So that I'm looking forward to that. The next part is schedule posts. Here is where you actually see your dashboard of posts that you have scheduled or posts that you will schedule. So you just click on the schedule a post. We'll come back to that later. But you'll see you have the browser address. You have your actual post, which if you hover over it, you'll see part of the post, the time and the date stamped of when it was posted and what time it was posted. So it's all in one place. So that's awesome. Now let's click here, calendar. Now this is what I love, because you can take a quick shot or view, a high level view of your post that you have scheduled. The great thing is now you can manage your content type. So we see here we have a connection post, we have engagement, we see the colors associated with it. So if you are ever looking at your calendar and everything, you have a ton of blue, and that's the prominent color. Well, that means you might be posting too much of the same type of content, and that you need to change that up to maybe doing a call to action, or maybe more value post, or maybe offer. It's time for you to make your offer. So that will trigger, looking at this will trigger in your head that it's time for you to change it up and to analyze that. So it's very easy to visualize. That's the word I'm looking for. Visualize. Now here's the great part too. This is the settings tab. So we have engagement settings. Again, this piece here, they're building up. So this will allow you to save all your posts and put it into that repository. And then the awesome feature that it's going to have is that it will scan. So it will actually scan to actually see the engagement you're getting on those posts. So that is like critical, because when you're posting, you want to see if you're getting engagement or not. And then that will determine maybe you need to start changing your content. You can tell what works and what doesn't work, and then you can continually repeat what works. So that would actually work in your favor. Then this is where it all happens. This is where you create your URL tags. So remember in the presentation, I was talking about, I have altogether about 100 groups and pages. So this is where you will click and start adding those groups that you want to post in. You want to add your personal groups. You want to add the groups where you are a member and are allowed to post. And the cool thing is you can also post in someone else's group. And if they have to approve your posts before you can actually post in their group, which most, that's what I would encourage. I wouldn't just allow people to just post in your group. And I would encourage you to do that too, so that you can kind of check out what they put before it lands on your page in your group, and you can manage that. But even if that happens, it will still schedule the post in that group. And once the person who is the admin of the group approves your post, it will still show up in that group. So you don't even have to worry about that. I've tested it and it works. So these are the amazing features. It's so easy to use, so easy to use. And another thing is that it does the heavy lifting, the things you don't need to remember. You can come and sit down after you've created your content, and only thing you have to do now at this point is copy and paste, set, and walk away. All right, so let's get into the nitty-gritty here, and let's schedule a post. So we see here, we're on our scheduled posts tab right here. Okay, so we're here. Let's click the schedule a post that's on our scheduled post page. Let's click that. Okay, great. It's so simple. We have our fields. So we're going to select the content library. Again, remember, this is beta, so they're building this out. Select tags. We'll be able to do that. So let's do that right now. Let's call this, I'm going to call this a family. That's where I'm going to post. And I'm going to do, let's try a happy post. Let's send that to my family. Okay. Here it's not built out yet. So this is just a placeholder. It's coming soon. Next, I'm going to go here and we're going to call this happy post. All right. That's the post type. And now where or what group? Now remember we built that list. So now it's just a pick list. You don't even have to think anymore. You just scroll down and pick where you want to actually post. So I'm going to do my family. I am the admin of that group, actually. So now let's go ahead over here and create a post. I created something over here, so it'll take a quick second for me to copy and paste it. Doing this live for you. I'm not going to put a whole lot of emojis or anything like that, but maybe I'll just put something like that. Okay. And now what's even cool is that you can move this down a little bit, select your picture. So I'm just going to do the I love you hearts. So we see that. Now I did not schedule the time because sometimes it takes me a minute to actually get it together and for me to think it through. So I usually come back and select when I want to post it. So let's see. It is 2:19 and it's the 20th. So let's schedule the time for 2:20. And let's click it and just click what we see down here is the add button. All right, so we see it working. Post has been scheduled. Great. So let's click OK. Now let's see what happens. And wouldn't you know, this just posted into my group where I am the admin. And now I have my full post here with the actual picture and with the actual emoji. Cool, right? Is this going to be a game changer for you? I know it's a game changer for me. Okay, now let's post. Let's try posting somewhere else. Let's try posting in someone else's group that is not my group. Okay, so let's just call this a value post. And let's see here. Okay. Clicking the wrong one. Okay, here we go. Select tags. So this is going to be a value post here. Nope, not motivation, just value. Okay, there we go. And then we're going to click value post again. So this again is going to help with the analytics. And once you start building a large repository, it'll be so much easier to manage and find things. So let's try entrepreneurs' strategies to scale. This person here is amazing. If you don't know Adrienne, then you need to go check her out. Now I'm going to post in her group. I am allowed to post in her group. I am a member. So I will, yeah, here we go. That's something that I just created. And again, for the sake of time, I will not, oops, that's what happens when you go live, right? All right, so let's get rid of some of these returns. Here we go. And I'm not going to focus so much on a bunch of emojis because you see that the emojis work. And how about perfect. So now let me select another picture. How about this one here? Okay, so we see it's attached. We see that we have our text. We have all of our tags and post types in place. Now let's schedule it for today. Okay, it is 2:24. Let's schedule it for 2:26. I'll try 2:25. We'll see. Actually, I'll do 2:26 because I want you to see how your screen changes and actually shows you that it's working. So I will collect that. Everything else is in place. Now I will just simply hit the add button and you see it says it has been posted. So I will click OK and I'll come back and I will show you the results. Okay, let's see what happens. Let me scroll back up. Let me refresh the page and see if my post shows up. And would you look at that? A minute ago, my post showed up in someone else's group. And again, I provided value. I didn't ask for anything, but I wanted to give. So can you imagine the scale and the visibility that you would actually achieve as soon as you start using Genius Scheduler? The things that you are not able to accomplish because it would take hours to do, and to have an actual dashboard that allows you to see where you're posting, the type of post that you have. To eventually we'll have the repository. We'll be able to, you can audit what you're actually doing and accomplishing. And just think, if you want to schedule out for 2 weeks, you sit down and plan your content, right? You have to plan. Just because it's automated does not mean you don't have to work. You still have to do some work, but this does the heavy lifting of making you visible and making that trusted authority figure that you want people to view you as. And that is how Genius Scheduler will accomplish that for you. This really is a game changer. And I hope you see the value in the tool and how it can enhance your time, buying time back, as well as really being there and in front of people. And the more you do it and the more you practice your messaging and getting out there, you'll be surprised at the engagement, the increased engagement you will receive. It's finally time to buy back your precious time and let Genius Scheduler take some of the load off and start scheduling those posts out 30 days or more and set it and forget it. Finally get the relief you've been looking for and never stressed about posting again.
Thanks for joining us for this episode of the Impactful Entrepreneur Show. If you found amazing value here, like, subscribe, and leave us a review to help other people find the high value content that we share, and find us on social media so we can continue the conversation. See you in the next episode.